So hey y'all, I'm back with another video. So tonight's video is yet again another Chioma Chats video podcast edition. So by the title, we're going to be begging, pleading, and demanding that YouTube, this platform that I'm on that is owned by Google and has seen so many drastic and unnecessary changes over the years, stops flagging, suppressing, demonetizing, and just prohibiting Black content creators from growing and expressing themselves. The reason why I wanted to talk about this is because I recently saw a post that fellow YouTuber and commentator Lovely T posted on her Facebook page, and it spoke to me. She said, "For all of the people constantly asking me why I don't post full videos on serious topics on YouTube, this is why. I stopped and will never do so again. Whenever I do this type of content, I'm silenced with an age restriction and the video is demonetized. This action helps to suppress it in the algorithm so nobody sees it. I didn't show the beating in this video snippet, nor did I say anything wrong. Notice when I talk about goofy stuff, it has no problem being monetized. Thank you to everyone who takes time out to watch and support my full Spotify videos. I refuse to be silenced." Now, basically from the screenshot, Lovely T had a video about the police brutality that recently took place in Memphis, Tennessee, and used another video dealing with the Barbs, Nicki Minaj, Chica, basically celebrity drama, in comparison to show the contrast between how YouTube actually reacts to this type of content. So as you can see, there is an over 20,000 view count difference, as well as a disparity in the numbers of comments and a disparity in the number of likes. Now, I'm on the inside, so when I look at analytics, I can tell right away what happened. And obviously, when YouTube restricts your video and it ends up being demonetized, that's one thing. But the side effects of being restricted and being deemed not advertiser friendly is that they really do suppress your videos so that it's not in the algorithm to be seen. And if you didn't know, YouTube probably has almost 10 different categories of how they promote your videos. It can be through browse features, it can be recommendations from other people's videos, it can be in your subscription feed, it can be within the notifications that some subscribers have turned on, it could be from your own social media, and so many more. Make sure y'all have my notifications turned on because it definitely does help when a lot of you guys click the video as soon as it drops. So YouTube has been suppressing a lot of Black content creators through this way, and it's one thing if the content truly is extreme or controversial. And I'm talking about things that are not educative, things that are bullying, or things that are maybe a little bit too serious, like anything dealing with weaponry or war or things of that nature. But you mean to tell me a Black woman who was affected by police brutality speaks on one of the most national stories in regards to police brutality that we've seen in months, and that video gets flagged, but something dealing with Nicki Minaj fans and drama that is honestly not going to be remembered in 7 days from whenever it went viral gets pushed. People have to wake up and see what exactly not just YouTube but social media is doing. When I say that we are conditioned and that a lot of people utilize social media to let it be a cesspool for their insecurities and their unnecessary desires and attack on their self-esteem, I truly mean it. Because social media, which to me has a lot of government influence, is really contrived to make people dumber, to make people feel insecure, and to make people live in virtual reality and not real-time reality. So with Lovely T dealing with that, I've also dealt with this several times. The video that I posted about the Instagram model who had the extreme waist-to-hip ratio was flagged and demonetized before it even went live. So I was strategic in making sure that my title and my thumbnail wasn't as raunchy or vulgar as I've done in the past, because I'll be real, I am one to kind of push the envelope, but I've been humbled by YouTube so many times by YouTube flagging my content. To wake up and make a video starting at like 9 a.m. and not finish until about 6 p.m. just so that my fan base has content on a consistent basis, I really am working a 9-to-5 job with no health benefits, no 401k, and I don't even get paid bi-weekly. So it's so hard to stretch your money when you're only getting one paycheck a month, which is why I encourage a lot of people to have multiple streams of income, which is something that I had to learn the older that I've gotten. So in 2023, it is my goal to expand the Queen Chioma brand through music and other means, but all this while I was dependent on YouTube, especially through college. So when you get that strike because you are deemed controversial or you speak on topics that according to YouTube are quote unquote not advertiser friendly, it is a slap in the face because nobody would work for free. But what is more infuriating to me is why are we suppressing knowledge from people who deserve to know the truth, or at least have a platform for them to discuss what is going on in the reality that we live in? Why do we only want to encourage petty and meaningless topics to take priority over the things that really do matter? Nobody is saying that we can't talk about celebrity drama and funny viral stories and things of that nature. Everybody needs that lighthearted and comedic and less intense dose of media. It is a genre when it comes to media and commentary, but I think there is more underlying reasons that the viewers are being finessed while the content creators are being suppressed. Knowledge really is power, and that's literally my thesis statement of this entire video. The more you know, the more power that you have, and not necessarily necessarily over others, but over yourself and over your own mindset. The more that I've been able to get on YouTube and watch other commentators and even non-commentary channels and just soak up knowledge about so many random things, it's made me so much more well-rounded. And I think that because we're in the information era, the government and these big Fortune 500 companies claim that citizens have the amendment of freedom of speech within America, yet there are still limitations that they want to give citizens because they know that if citizens are way more informed and knowledgeable about what happens around them, we will begin to question it. And with questioning then comes conflict. And then with conflict comes confusion. And then with confusion comes combine. And not necessarily war, but the uproar of people not being able to trust the powers that be. But I think we already know that. We've known for decades that a lot of these big businesses are piranhas. Somebody sits at the top of the food chain and pulls the strings while everyone else is essentially bowing down to whatever they've created. That's why you see individuals like Elon Musk being able to have so much say-so in other industries that he's not even educated in. Elon Musk created Tesla, expanded it, and acquired billions of dollars, so it makes him look as if he could run a company like Twitter. But what do we really see? A platform that is now going downhill, a platform that seems to be unregulated, and a platform that since he was inaugurated as the CEO has definitely decreased in quality. So these big companies know exactly what they're doing. And let's be real, demographics play a role. Your age, your race, your location, all of that plays a role. I learned very young that being a smart black girl is a weapon. Going to white school all of my life, I knew from about the first grade that my natural intellect or the preparation my parents gave to me when I was starting grade school exceeded a lot of people. I can recall back in first grade, this was like in 2003, if not 2004, but I remember this so vividly. The teacher told everyone in the class that when they're reading, they have to point to the words to help them visualize the words that they are reading to improve their reading. And she said everybody had to do that except Chioma, which is me. Hi, hello, nice to meet y'all. And she basically pulled me to the side and said, your reading scores are above average, so if you don't need to point to the words, you don't have to. That was the day that I knew I was smart. And some people like to say that I'm not, and I just use big words to overcompensate for how much I really don't know. But if I can finish college, I think I have some type of intelligence. Nonetheless, that's when I learned that being smart and being a smart black girl is a weapon, because the way how the other kids treated me from first grade all the way up until 12th grade was if I was some type of Greek philosopher. Now, the older that I got, the less I cared about school. I've just always been naturally good at school and also forced by my Nigerian parents to keep my grades up. But I always stayed in level 3 or level 4 honors classes my entire life. And the way how some of the white kids used to give me my credit, but at the same time discredit me, I'll never forget that. I'll never forget in 9th grade, I was in a world cultures class. And this was in 2012. So this was around the time of the Trayvon Martin story. So we talked about it in class one day. And I remember I said something so educated about the entire thing that, of course, being in a white school, most of those kids never experienced any type of racial prejudice or any type of microaggressive behavior put onto them. Can't remember what I said, but I remember talking about the situation and the way how the white kids were so startled by what I said because they did not expect a black girl to be as well-spoken and as educated as I was. And that was my first time realizing that I could be in a situation where I feel so educated on what I'm talking about, and I feel that the knowledge that I've researched or acquired from any medium is worth putting out to other people within my demographics. But there will always be someone outside of my demographic that has more privilege, more resources, and just more room to swing their nuts that will either challenge, degrade, diminish, dismantle, and all of the other SAT words for look down on what I have to do or say. And that's the same thing I see here with YouTube. I see that YouTube and Google and even social media sites like Instagram and Facebook and TikTok have a lot of racial prejudice behind them. Now, is it surprising or even alarming? Not really, because this has been a thing for centuries. I think when it comes to how white people or those who are in the majority race in any environment, it's no longer that shocking when we see them do either racist stuff, prejudice stuff, or demographic-based oppression. Now, of course, that doesn't negate the fact that I'm still going to be against it, but I think the knowledge that a lot of black creators have frightens these people. And some people may think I'm reaching by saying that because at the end of the day, we are outnumbered. But when you really think about it, why on earth would it be Lovely T, who is grandfathered on the YouTube platform, who has been here since pretty much the beginning of YouTube, who has pioneered this genre of black commentary for hundreds of commentators, even myself, why wouldn't she get a pass for the things that she has said or the content that she has created, even though she has a lot of tenure on this platform? Why is that? There are other content creators who have done and said worse things. We've had white boys who make crazy vlogs and say the most extreme things that literally shit on her channel. And I mean shit on her channel in a way where they have millions of subscribers, they barely been on YouTube for the same time, if not half the amount of time that she has, and they get super endorsements, their channel isn't flagged or restricted, and they're able to grow even outside of the YouTube platform. And there's a lot lot of white women as well. They shit on Lovely T's channel even though she has paid her respects and put in her deposit to YouTube, but still gets flagged for talking about the same stuff because according to YouTube, it's not advertiser friendly. No, it's not that it's not advertiser friendly. It's simply not the white agenda that big businesses want other people to know about, learn about, and internalize. If we start to internalize all of the things that not only the police do to black people, but businesses do to black people, and the average Karens do to black people, what could possibly happen? Maybe some type of civil revolution. And I know people like to say that it seems impossible for black people to revolt, but I would not be surprised if I lived through a civil war of some sort, even if it's a cold civil war within my lifetime, because I see black people becoming a lot more educated. I mean, the stats are that black women are the most educated minority group in America. So people like myself who went to college, who have obtained a traditional bachelor's degree, and I just decided that I do want to pursue my master's, by the way, and that shit scares the shit out of these companies because they never expected for a little old Negro girl to have enough knowledge, or the girl who has immigrant parents to have enough knowledge, let alone enough followers to talk about the things that plague the black community and all of society. I think there's too many subcategories of black issues that are existing that we have to conquer first, but I think it's so rich how, ironically, black content creators are always silenced and told that we can't say this, we can't use this picture, we can't play this song, we can't expand on this topic, we can't get this sponsor, we can't be promoted through this algorithm, we can't do anything that really will serve us a benefit to not just black people, but all people. And that's the catch. I think a lot of these big businesses know that there's a lot of infiltration that comes with black knowledge.